Mike Jones Beats.
Definitely appreciate you.
Yeah. Jack Fluff Network. Oh yeah, KK, get out of here. Yo, listen, man. Don't ever think nothing, man. We definitely support, man, regardless of what it is, man. You know, sometimes things on the internet is things for the internet. You know, but behind the scenes, we come together and we have conversations because this ain't about nothing. You know, entertainment is entertainment because we try to feed the masses because the masses only understand a certain thing. So when we utilize these type of talks or misunderstandings and we share it with y'all, we just trying to get y'all to understand that. All right, KK. That we just trying to get y'all to understand that this is everyday thing that we share with y'all. These are personal feelings. These are things that would happen if we was in the street or if we was somewhere with our friends, you know, misunderstandings. But at the end of the day, when a friend have a misunderstanding, they're able to rectify it with a conversation. And we do that behind the scenes. So consider yourself more of a family. And family it should not be on earth or be online to cause division. We should cause unity. And on that note, I'm out.
Yo,
Media Network.
salute.
Give it the good first. Give it good work, Jack. Love you, man. Jack. Let me tell you something. When I had a situation in the studio, Jack, you know I like Jack because Jack like, man, some shit was TK. I can talk about it. Jack's like, nah, he can't take it. You know what I mean? Even though I should go in the hallway, you know, my tough man shit, but Jack still was there. Jack didn't have to say anything. And that's why I respect Jack. Remember that.
Appreciate you.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing this morning? Hope everybody's having a beautiful day. A couple of things I want to say real quick. First thing is, we almost did not have a morning coffee today. Tomorrow, most likely, there will be no morning coffee. I'm going to explain why. For everybody that don't know, yes, I do YouTube. All right, and this is supposed to be my regular job. That's why the trolls don't want you to donate to the channel. That's why the trolls don't want you to. It's not even trolls at this point. They just people that just. I don't know. This I don't know how to explain it, but that's why they don't want you to donate to the channel. That's why they don't want you to watch the videos. That's why they don't want you to come around. That's why you see them all over every chat because they trying to run me off of YouTube. But for everybody that don't know, this is not the only thing that I do. I also do a little bit of filming around New York City for different people. Alright, so today I actually I was booked actually today. They booked me last night after I got off of the live. But they let me know maybe tomorrow. So tomorrow there might not be a morning coffee. Because at this point, I'm only doing YouTube for the fun of it. I'm really not making any money over here. That's a whole fact. I'm not making any money off of YouTube. At this point, I'm just doing YouTube because it's a hobby at this point, I guess. Because I'm really not making any money from this. But you know, it is what it is. Anyway, how's everybody doing this morning? I hope everybody's having a beautiful day. What up, Straight Ballin'? How you doing this morning, my brother? What up, Angel Crispin? Francisco Santiago. I don't know you, but what up? What up, you? You're New York Urban Legend. Is that supposed to be New York Urban Legend 82? What up, New York Silver Stacker? Barkham Energy. How you doing this morning? What up? Who else we got up in here? DSTN, Scotty Fox. I seen somebody Philly J, but he redacted the message, so I don't know what that was. It could have been hate, could have been love, who knows. Anyway, what up, Monica Kendra Whitehair? How you doing? Who else we got up in here? The Wolf Gamer, how you doing? What up, Prince to Amir? Scotty Fox. Who else we got? Brim, what up, Brimside? Too tough for your own good. That's what it is. What up, Liberty Hazelton? Tyree Lynch, Jim C. Cash is King. What up, Lucrative? Okay. What up, Pyru Pimpin? Who else we got up in here? Lorenzo. Rocks Beats. What's up? What up, Boss Talk New York? I haven't seen you in a minute. Yeah, so I just want everybody to know that the lives are gonna probably be really spotty for a while because I don't have no choice. I have to take work other places because I have to pay my bills at the end of the day. So I gotta take work doing other things. So lives might become spotty. We might have weeks where we only have like one life. I'm sorry about that, but I gotta pay my bills and feed myself and whatever else I gotta do, and also the stuff that I like to do. And I like buying Jordans, as everybody know. So it is what it is. What up, Scotty Fox? Anyway, alright, so basically, we're going to be discussing a little bit more in depth about the situation that happened the other day in the court. There's a couple of things that I left out last night because we got sidetracked talking about other things. You do what you got to do for us. We support you either way. It's a culture. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, look, at the end of the day, and I don't want to harp on this because I don't want this to seem like I'm like, donate to the channel. But at the end of the day, the trolls have convinced people to not donate to the channel. So what can you do at that point? It's like, all right, whatever. What am I gonna do? The trolls are just convincing people to not donate to the channel, not watching the videos, all type of different crazy shit. So I mean, I'm laughing and shit. But I mean, they've been at it for like a year. It was gonna work sooner or later, right? Anyway, what up? Nah, don't worry about it, man. I was about to start telling people don't even donate to the channel no more because I don't know how long we're gonna be here, to be honest with you. What was I about to say? Yeah, so we talking about the I'm laughing. This shit really ain't funny, man, but it is what it is. There's a couple of things that I want to talk about involving what happened in court the other day. And one of the main things that I actually do want to mention is this. It was made pretty obvious. It was made pretty obvious that the court believes I wasn't calling out names anymore by the time you came in, Jackie Otero. How you doing, Jackie Otero? My apologies. I don't think I called out any names after you came in, so my apologies, okay? I mean, at this point, this shit is not fun no more. I ain't gonna lie to you. What was I talking about? So, basically what happened is the judge made it pretty clear. The judge made it pretty clear that it's their belief, and when I say their belief, I mean the judge's belief, and so therefore you got to say the the government's belief, that due to how the upbringing of Bat, what he had to go through since he was a child, and you know, they went into detail, but I'm not going to go into detail because I'm not going to tell everybody about this man's life. But they went into pretty big detail. They went into pretty big detail, right? And one of the big details that they went into was that because of the way he was raised, because of the trials and tribulations he had to go through as a child, because of these things, it directly helped influence the man that he became. So it would have been dope, and I understand why advocates can't be there, right? Advocates cannot advocate for gang members that's out there doing foolishness. They can't. All right, let's just be clear on that. You can't have somebody out there that 1 minute is fighting for equal rights for black people, and then the next minute they're like, you know, go easy on the gang members. You can't have that. You understand what I'm saying? You just can't have that. So basically what happens is we don't have people at the courthouse when these guys are going to jail, when these guys are going to court. We don't have people at the courthouse. What basically happens is we don't have people watching the system. We need to watch the system. All right? We need to watch the system. You always need to watch the system. I don't know. I might do the Tommy G's trial. Why not? I mean, if anybody care about that shit, maybe not. I don't know. Because I'm already doing the Taxstone shit. So, I don't know. But Tommy G's is ways off. So, I don't know. Maybe. So, what happens is when we're not watching the system gets away with shit that they're not supposed to do. When we're not watching the system, innocent men go to jail. Innocent women go to jail. When we're not watching the system, people that are guilty get off. We got to watch the system. You understand what I'm saying? We have to watch them. Now, I'm not saying that I want criminals free. What I am saying is I don't want to see somebody end up getting 30 years because they stole $50. There's this kid that stole $50. He's still in prison. He's been in prison for like 30 years over stealing $50. So we can't allow things like this to happen. So we have to be on the forefront. We have to be paying attention. We have to let them know that we got eyes on them. You understand what I'm saying? This is very important to let them know we got eyes on you. We see you. We know what's going on. We're not going nowhere. So I show up to the courts, and I'm not going to stop showing up to the courts for certain type of cases and stuff that I'm interested in, because we need to keep eyes on these individuals. And one of the main things I want to say is I thought it was dope that the judge acknowledged that part of the problem and situation and issue that had to deal with why Bat ended up in the situation that he did had to deal with education. That's literally what the judge was saying without saying it. It had to deal with education. He had a problem. He had a learning disability. He grew up in poverty. He was neglected. I'm not going over details because that's somebody else's life, and I'm not out here to tell you certain things, but it was hard. So that's why when people look at me and they try to bash gang members, I'm like, well, think about it. The 90% of the people that got involved with gangs probably felt like they had no other choice. Now, them individuals that live in the good life and their parents is doing everything they're supposed to be doing for them, they got good schooling, they got everything that they need. When they go out there and decide to get themselves involved with armed robberies and go and decide to get themselves involved with selling drugs and decide, like Chris, CEO Chris. For everybody that don't know, CIA Chris, he came from a good family that had money. When guys like him decide that they want to go in the underground lifestyle, was so fabulous, they want to be involved with it, they throw away all of that good stuff that their parents and have been building up for them. They go throw away all the good schooling. They throw away all of that shit, and then they get involved with criminal activities. I don't think it's fair that he gets off. Or CK and Casanova 2-time what? What are you talking about? He came from a good stock. I think like they came from a good family. You feel me? And what did they do? What did he do? He decided that he was going to go sell drugs. He decided that he was going to go do these things. He wasn't starving. He didn't have rent problems. He didn't have people they needed to feed. Hell, he lived with his uncle that was like a doctor or a lawyer or some shit. He didn't have these problems. You understand what I'm saying? These problems did not exist for him. I don't think it's fair. Bat got 20 years. I don't think it's fair for him to get off while all of the people that grew up in poverty, all of the people that grew up like it was damn good times, they all going to jail. But the guy that grew up with a pretty nice life that decided to do bullshit, that he didn't need to do none of this to survive, he coming home. He coming home. Him. He's coming home. I don't think that's fair. I think that's effed up. I understand the government's position. They need snitches. Literally, the government needs snitches. I understand the government's problem. The dudes that's sticking to the code ain't gonna snitch. We need snitches in order to be able to get convictions. I understand the government's problem, but that don't mean I gotta like it. I think there needs to be a law passed that that you cannot snitch and get time served. What up, Cash Roll? D. Will says the guy who was taught better coming home, but guys who don't know better get more time. It's crazy when you think about it. That's a whole fact. People that were desperate in desperate situations, trying to feed who knows how many other people in their family. Those guys that had family members worrying about whether they was gonna be able to pay their rent, keep their lights on at certain parts of their life. Eating fucking oodles and noodles 2-3 times a damn day. Them guys, right? They gonna get locked up. But the dude who had all the steak and the lobster and the shrimp and had everything he could have wanted and family was really well off and all he had to do was ask for a couple $100 and they gonna just give it to him. That guy who did not need to be involved in any type of gang activity, especially activity involved making money, he's coming home. I'm sorry. I can't co-sign that. That don't seem right to me. That don't seem right to me. I'm going to tell you what it sounds like. And I'm not saying that this is what it is. This is what it sounds like, though. It sounds like 21 Jump Street. Blueberry muffin. It sounds like 21 Jump Street. To me, this is just me talking. I could be wrong. It sounds like that guy was hired to do this before that guy was hired to do this. It sounds like he's always been a police officer to me. It sounds like it's always been the idea or the... That's why we got to keep this guy's picture out there so he can't get back out there and do this again. We got to make it so that if somebody is fool, first of all, stop selling drugs in our community, all right? Everybody, stop doing that shit. How about that? No more drugs in our community. Stop killing our people. How about that? Matter of fact, let's figure out a way to make money without selling drugs to any people. How about that? Let's stop killing all people with drugs. With that being said, we need to keep this dude's face out there, because I'm going to tell you, he's going to go tempt somebody that ain't even a drug dealer and get that dude locked up for 20 years. First of all, just so I could be clear on this something, real hustlers ain't drug dealers. The real hustlers is not drug dealers, okay? Real hustlers is not out here selling drugs. Real hustlers is selling something else. I'm not going to talk about what it is, though. But real hustlers is not out here selling drugs. Give me 1 minute. All that drug selling shit is a trap. All that drug selling shit is a trap. All of it. Don't believe me. And just so we could be clear, I don't feel bad for the people that's locked up that did crimes. That's not what I feel bad about. I feel bad, or should I say I'm upset at the point that, like, you know how people are upset, why ain't Tekashi getting time? I don't think Tekashi is the one that should be getting time. I think the one that should be getting time is CIA Chris. Period. Now, if anybody else gets time, other people get time. It is what it is. But I think CIA Chris is supposed to be getting time. Check this out. The system's completely broken. Check this out. I have no idea what YouTube is going to do. But apparently on December 10th, YouTube is getting rid of a lot of accounts. So somebody asked me, do I know what YouTube is going to do in the future, but as far as pay is going. But YouTube pays well. That's not the problem. The problem is that you got so many people over here that they're not worried about their own pockets. They're worried about your pockets. That's the problem with YouTube. Period. James S. Starting the $2 drive. He says, thanks for all you do. I appreciate you guys. I really do. I mean, I don't want to harp on this, but look, we don't get donations on this channel no more. It's very rare. I appreciate you, James S. It's very rare. We don't get them over here no more. The trolls have convinced people that I'm literally at work because I'm trying to get money. So I do research. I go to the courts. I do in kind of investigative journalism. I bring to y'all information. I spend, on an average day, I spend about 9 to 10 hours a day working. And the trolls are basically saying, and he got the nerve to want to get money for that. So I don't know what to tell you. Like, I don't know what to say at this point. I don't know what to say at this point. You understand what I'm saying? As far as that is concerned. So it is what it is. I mean, I don't know what to say at this point. I mean, ironically, most of the channels that bash me is going to lose out also because y'all steal my content. So if I stop making videos, you're not going to have content. So I don't even understand why you want to run me off of YouTube. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. No, I don't think Tekashi should get time because Tekashi wasn't ordering hits like people were saying he was ordering hits. It was more of a... Okay, one, I'm not saying Tekashi was not ordering hits. Shout out to James S. Keeping the $2 drive alive. He said, here's for the haters. This is the situation with Tekashi. This is the way I feel about it. I've heard too many people, when they talk about Tekashi, say Tekashi is just a young kid. I've heard people who are certified millionaires Say Tekashi's just a young kid. I've heard people that are certified gangsters say Tekashi's just a young kid. I've heard people that their credibility can't really be questioned as far as street life go. And they said Tekashi is just a young kid. I know what I think happened. And I can't really go too far into it. I can, but I'm not. But basically, there was somebody telling Tekashi what to do and what to say. And he was just falling in line and doing and saying the thing that they was telling him to do and say because he was scared. Did he like it a little? I'm pretty sure. But there was somebody telling him to do and say certain things. And he did it because he was scared. Look, I'm telling you, okay, so I'm assuming Gura A1, you also know some people that know him. And that was there because you're talking like you do. So I'm assuming you know some people. So, unless you actually know some people, I'm going to say that you probably are incorrect. I'm just saying. You see, real people that's involved in the street life know damn well. Yeah, people are going to do shit for money, right? Don't get it wrong. Tekashi had money. He could have told people this. He could have told people that. Got people to do shit because of money. Okay, that's a fact. I'm not discounting that. I'm not saying that that's not something. But what I am saying is this. I'm not saying he wasn't scared because he was black or whatever his race is. I'm saying he was scared because I know people that know him. What are you... So hold on. So Too Swift Media, do you know people that know Tekashi? I'm just curious. I'm just curious. Do you know people that know Tekashi personally? Do you know people who was at some of these alleged meetings where Tekashi was basically doing hits? You know any of these people? Okay. Okay. I don't know what to say, man, because I'm talking to people that actually know the people, and I'm coming here and I'm telling you stuff, and got people that don't know nobody don't know nobody telling me that I'm wrong. So I don't know what to say at this point. If I argue with you, then I'm hating on you, and I don't want people to have their own opinion. But if I tell you how you're wrong, because I know you're wrong, then I'm hating on you. I'm not allowing you to have your own opinion. Like, you see where I'm at? Like, this shit is so fucked up, man. This is why this shit is not fun. Like, oh. To my knowledge, no, 6ix9ine is not home right now. This shit is crazy. I think this shit is crazy. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Pyru Pimper said every man has his own decisions to make. He made them so you should still have time for the shit. What I'm trying to tell you is that he was not making the... Okay, tell me one decision that Tekashi made. Please, somebody tell me one decision that Tekashi made. One decision. Tell me one decision that you believe Tekashi made. Tell me one decision. One decision. I only could think of one. Michael Bell said, Jack up M just asking. I don't know what the hell that was supposed to. I was born in the era where you listen more than you talk. You seem very knowledgeable, and knowing is half the battle. We learn from that. G.I. Joe. That's what I think. No, that's a fact, though. Knowing is half the battle. And when I grew up, you did speak more than you spoke. I mean, you did listen more than you talk. That's a whole fact. Yes, Trippie Redd did get punched. I forgot who did it, though. Who did it. Yeah, Trippie Redd did get hit. From what I know. The Chief Keef thing. Okay, yeah. What else? The Chief Keef thing that, let's not forget, the government wasn't even prosecuting until TMZ dropped the video of him putting the hit out. Let's not forget that. Once again, the government was not even prosecuting that until TMZ dropped the video of him putting the hit out. So now tell me something he snitched on. Tell me something that he started. The government wasn't even looking at that crime. If Fool gets sentenced, I think he already got sentenced. I forgot how much time he got, though. I think it was Harv. Harv hit Trippie. It was Harv. Shotty told him to videotape him. So what are you talking about? Shotty told him to videotape him robbing the dude. That was literally the plan. He made the decision. See, now you're just reaching. He made a decision to listen when he didn't have to. We all have a choice. Okay. I'm not reading your comments no more, Michael Bell. I'm not going to put you on timeout, but I'm not going to read your comments. Somebody tell me one thing. The only thing is when he said the thing about the shooting at the W, which the police wasn't even looking at until TMZ dropped the video. TMZ put Kuda B in jail. Why don't I hear anybody talking about that? Shout out to Straight Bull and keeping the $2 drive alive. He said, God bless you, my brother. We here for you. Appreciate you. Why don't I hear people talking about how TMZ put Kuda B in jail? People talk about Tekashi. Why don't they talk about how TMZ put Kuda B in jail? Nah, I'm assuming a lot of people don't know that he was told to videotape that. It is what it is. Not everybody know that. See, look, it's one thing if you say something to me and then I correct you and then we can move on. But when you say something to me and it's not a discussion, it's a fact based on an opinion, and I tell you the fact, and then you want to argue me, that's where I have the issue. What windows and walls did he get shot? What windows and walls did he get shot? Gura, you just, nope. He told, okay, what did he tell? I was in the courtroom. Tell me what Tekashi told. Tell me what Tekashi told. I was in the courtroom. Tell me what he told. Who sent the vid to TMZ? That person is a CI. It was somebody who worked for them, and that's as far as I'm going to go with that. Hey, what up, Maria? I haven't seen you in a while. That's good. I'm just saying I don't have a problem when you say something and you're just like factually incorrect, and then I say, oh nah, that's not what happened. I give you the fact. There's nothing wrong with that. The problem is when I'm talking to people and they're factually incorrect, and I'm like, okay, let's have a discussion about it, but let me make sure that you got all the facts so we can have a proper discussion. And then I try to give the person the facts, and then they're arguing to me like the facts isn't the facts. That's where the issue comes. That's why people get kicked. People don't get kicked over their opinion. How am I trying to make excuses for him by saying that CIA Chris needs to be the one locked up in jail? Because that's literally what this conversation is about. This conversation, I don't know when you got here, Big Heck, but this conversation is literally about CIA Chris needing to be locked up in jail. And because everybody is so busy focusing on Tekashi, nobody paid any attention to the fact that CIA Chris is about to walk away scot-free. And CIA Chris put Mel Matrix in jail. Mel Murder in jail. CIA Chris put Bat in jail. CIA Chris put Nuke in jail. CIA Chris put I'm not even going to keep going down the list of names. That CIA Chris is the one who got all the evidence that they get locked up for. Yes, I was there the whole trial. That's a whole fact, Jose. I agree with you. They should not have been doing any illegal shit. I agree with you. If somebody does something illegal, when they get caught by the police, they go have their date in court. Whatever happens with that is what happens with that. All we can do as a public is make sure that the court follows their own rules and regulations. That's it. I'm not saying put guilty people back out in the street. But we're not talking about who's famous. I'm not talking about who's famous or not, Too Swift Media. I'm talking about who actually put people in jail. So if you only want famous people to go to jail and you don't think if a person is famous, they don't deserve to go to jail, shout out to that. What do you want me to tell you? You have a right to think that people don't deserve to go to jail unless they're famous. If that's what you're saying. Because I am not clear on what you're saying. The government shouldn't be able to sell drugs in our community through snitches as a form of entrapment. That is part of my... Thank you. Thank you. Who said that? Liberty Hazelton? Salute to Liberty Hazelton. That is what I'm saying. The government does illegal shit in our communities in order to get in good with the people who's doing illegal shit that they're supposed to be arresting. They make the fucking situation worse in the community. And then after they make the situation really, really bad, they come in and they arrest the other people like it was all they're doing. What up, Black? That's my issue. I don't know why people keep defending the government and CIA Chris and acting like these people don't exist. That's my issue. What did Todd Dye say? I didn't see it. Yeah, CIA Chris is the feds. It's a fact. I told you it's probably some freaking 21 Jump Street type deal. And that's my issue. The government, think about this. Let me explain something to you. A lot of these drug dealers don't get huge until they start working with the feds. That's when they get huge. When they start working with the government, that's when they get huge. So the government is going to let them get big, sell who knows how many drugs in our community for 4 or 5 years, ruin generations with drugs, ruin entire generations, and then come take them out like they're the heroes. Motherfucker, they wouldn't have More than half of those drugs, if the damn government wasn't selling it to them in the first place. What in the hell? Marcus Peterson, I think he does have a track record of snitching. I'm agreeing with you. I think that, yep, whoever brought him into the wit, whoever brung him into the clique, I think that they effed up. And yes, I think these guys messed up their own self. Don't get it wrong. I'm not saying that none of that is not correct. Yes, they busted. Thank you, Liberty Hazelton. Do you work for the... Don't answer that question. I was about to ask you, did you work for the police? I was about to ask you, did you work for the police? I need 1 second. Don't go nowhere. I need 1 second. No, I was asking you that. What up, Mocha? I was asking you that because you seem very knowledgeable. You right on point with everything I'm talking about. So I was just like, do you got an inside source? Oh, you're a reform type of person. Copy. All right, give me 1 second. I'll be right back, everybody. I know I'm going to say I'm going to be right back. I'm only going to leave for like a minute or two, and I know there's going to be like 40 people are going to leave. The shit is retarded. Anyway, I'm coming right back. Can't stop you from leaving, but I'm coming right back. I don't know what else to tell you.
Mike Jones.
And not for nothing, that's basically all I'm... Only 10 people left. Cool. That's... Thank you. Appreciate you. Shout out to Minister Inky. Yo, Inky, you want to call in? If you want to call in, hit me. If you're free. Now I'm looking for my speaker. I have no idea where I put it. Hold on. Give me 1 second, yo. I put it in the other room. I think I put it in the other room. Damn, the delay got to be... Oh, no. That's what it is. Not enough. Okay, that's what it is. So that's what my issue is. Dude, I'm on live. I can't watch it live. That's what my issue is. That's my issue. That's my problem with the way this whole situation was taken care of. That's my issue. That's my problem. I don't like the way none of this was taken care of. What up? Let's talk about it. Mrs. Sex Money, appreciate you. Yeah, we have a Cash App. I mean, just right there. Somebody could put my Cash App up if you don't mind. And that's what the issue is. You understand what I'm saying? It's the Cash App. No, never know. Yeah, that's the Cash App right there. So that's what the issue is. That's what the problem is. That's what my issue is, and that's what my problem is. I'm not for all of this entrapping of just people just in general. They entrapping us, and I'm not for that. I want them to fight the good fight. Get the drugs off the street. Get the killers off the street. Get all the people off the street that's hurting regular civilians. I'm with that. I'm just not with the we're gonna flood the whole entire neighborhood with drugs for 4 or 5 years, get people all caught up. We just put it up, or I don't know if you messing with me or not. We just put up Cash App. This is the Cash App. That's literally the Cash App. I just put it up. Even if you don't donate, appreciate you even talking about it. Be honest with you. That's my issue. That's my problem. You understand what I'm saying? They flood our neighborhoods with so much drugs to get 10 guys off the street. They absolutely ruin generations. You know how many people got drug-addled parents, cousins, uncles, brothers, sisters, and they flooding our community with drugs just because they want to get 10 guys off the street. They ruining hundreds of lives, thousands of lives, tens of thousands of lives, just so they could get 150 guys off the street, 200 guys off the street. Prince to Amir says America has criminals catching criminals to be judged by criminals. I can't even argue that. All of that sounds about right. And that's part of what that's my issue, and that's why I'm upset. So a lot of people think I'm defending Tekashi. So, like, I'm not going to go. People think I'm constantly defending Tekashi, but I think the people that think that I'm constantly defending Tekashi, they're not really paying attention to what the message I'm actually trying to put out there is. Hey, appreciate you. I'm going to assume it says trust no one. Appreciate you. Yes, ma'am. My message is that we have to keep our eyes on the government, because the government will destroy our communities in order to try to look like they're in the right. Totally destroy our communities because they got some kind of, they going after this one person that they just can't get inside of the law. So since they can't get that person inside of the law, what they do is they bend the rules. They bend the law. They bend the rules. They got people out there. I'm going to tell you what I think happened. I'm going to tell you what I think happened. I think CIA Chris had been working with the government. I think the government just pretended like CIA Chris wasn't working with them, right? In the beginning. They pretended like they didn't know who this guy is. Remember, CIA Chris helped them in a couple of different cases before this whole Treyway thing happened. Right? CIA Chris helped them put 30 guys away before this Treyway, before he got down with Treyway, I believe. Right? This is what I think they're doing. They're saying, all right, you work for us, but you don't work for us officially. So you're going to go to that gang right there. You're going to do drug deals or whatever you do with them. Right? We got the channels open for you to be able to make deals this way, that way. So then what they do is they say, okay, after they know that he's solidified, he's trusted, the gang trusts him implicitly. He now high enough in the ranking that he can actually give people orders. Then they say, okay, now we're going to do this thing, fake bust you, and now you're going to work for us officially. I'm going to say that again. They're like, yo, you work for us, but you don't really work for us. We're going to let you go out there, sell drugs, infiltrate that gang, get in good with them. After he goes, infiltrates the gang, gets in good with the gang trusts him implicitly enough where he can even call shots. Now he got the highest level of people in that gang that he can actually get in contact with that trust him. Right? Then the government steps in and says, okay, now we're going to fake bust you so that in the future, when we go to court, we can say that every single thing that happened before this fake bust, we had nothing to do with. So now you can't actually sell drugs no more. Now, every single time you're going to do a drug deal, you have to send them to sell the drugs back to us. Because, you know, we're not supposed to be putting the drugs out on the street like we were previously doing. Which movie was In Too Deep? I'm pretty sure I saw In Too Deep, but I'm not 100% sure which movie it was. Omar Epps. Cool J. Is that the one with the pool stick? Something happened with a pool stick? Yeah, I don't really care to see that movie again. But if that's what you say the movie was about, I saw the movie maybe when I was in my youth. If that's what you say the movie was about, that's what it's about. But shout out to the UK, that's a fact. I would let that go. I'm gonna let that go through. You didn't use the F-U-C-K word and not in a cursing anybody out manner. Yeah, so that's all I'm trying to say. Like, and that's the problem I have with CIA Chris. You understand what I'm saying? That's the issue that I have. I don't think the government should be able to do that. The government shouldn't be able to say, okay, you're already an informant for us, but we're going to let you do all of this illegal stuff. And then after you already in with the gang, now what we're going to do is now we're going to make you officially on the books. So now the gang is going to listen to what you say. You got influence. I'm not for that. I don't think that's fair. If we allow for the government to do this, because there's going to be people that's going to say, well, those guys, they already were selling drugs. They get what they got coming to them, whatever, right? But if we allow for the government to do this to the least of us, I'm not saying that they are the least of us. I'm just saying, what do you think they're going to do to the rest of us? You get what I'm saying? What do you think they're going to do to the rest of us? Pyru Pimpin says they take shortcuts to get the people they want instead of doing actual work to get the people. All because of snitches, the prisons wouldn't be overcrowded. There's a bunch of kids, wrong place. That's my thank you, Pyru Pimpin. I'm gonna read this comment one more time. They take shortcuts to get the people they want instead of doing the actual work to get the people, all because of snitches. The prisons wouldn't be overcrowded. There's a bunch of kids, wrong place. Now, I think you need some commas in there somewhere or periods. Your choice. But I think that you're 100% right. My thing is, because of the way that they do work now, there's a lot of people that's getting caught up that were innocent. That they just getting arrested because they knew a guy, because they hung in a house. And that's my issue with when people talk about Tekashi with the rape case charge. Because if we're to believe anything, there's a good chance that Tekashi was just in the house. He just happened to be there when all the other shenanigans started taking over. I've been in houses where shit started getting crazy. I'm not talking about men having sex with little kids and stuff like that. I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying I've been in houses where shit just started. I was uncomfortable. And I was like, nah, I'm leaving because we're not doing this. I'm not going to be a part of none of this shit. Hey, yo, what up, my brother?
Yeah.
You got to turn me down in the background. I'm not going to be a part of none of this.
All right, hold on. Hey, yo, what up, my... Here we go.
What's up, yo?
Not much. We on live?
We on live.
Okay. I just wanted to add a couple of little pieces because I see you going in.
Let everybody know who we talking to.
Oh, peace to the family. This is Dr. Inky.
Copy. Keep going.
But so no, you just on one. I'm saying like you really getting into some shit this morning because there's a lot of effort that's being put into, like, first of all, let's dial it back. Whenever you have a business, right? You have manufacturing, right? You have the manufacturing part of the business where the product is created, whatever that product is.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have distribution, and distribution has various levels. You know what I'm saying? So the crazy thing about this, how people are given blanket immunity to do pure fuckery.
Yeah.
All in the effort to catch people at the bottom end of distribution, mind you.
Yeah.
Right? That kind of effort should only be employed for people at the top of distribution or solely for manufacturing. So what I mean is, if we're talking about pills, right? Pills are not made in somebody's kitchen. Pills are not like crack, right? Pills are not made in somebody's kitchen. Pills are made in a laboratory somewhere. These are chemical formulas, right? So you need to deal with manufacturing, but they can't deal with manufacturing because that's also another arm. That's another arm of the government. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So they can't deal with manufacturing when you come to pills. Most of the people who use pills, they get a legal addiction, right? They get a legal addiction, but because the pills are too expensive usually to continue to keep up because their prescription may run out, their insurance may run out, they may switch their job or whatever the case may be. Now they turn to the street to get a cheaper fix, which is why you see such a big push to deal with the opioid epidemic, because the opioid epidemic is in the suburbs, right? So you never see that kind of push on manufacturing. Even if you're dealing with crack or cocaine, manufacturing starts out somewhere outside the country. You know what I'm saying? That's never in the community. So this whole little you know, like I said, it's interesting to see how the aftermath of this is going to play out and what people take away from it. Because I see Tekashi taking a lot of heat, but as usual, it's just scapegoat fuckery going on, and scapegoat foolishness going on. That's better, and no real long-lasting changes is going to be made, especially when you're not dealing with the upper echelons of distribution when you deal with drugs, or more importantly, manufacturing. Now they start putting molds and all that into manufacturing and all that, and there's something to happen. But guess what? There's another reason why that can't happen. Because we already know who's manufacturing the drugs. We already know. So there's no molds required. As soon as you turn on your TV, if you watch a TV show, you're going to see them. They're going to do commercials and all kinds of, Bayer aspirin, and they're going to do commercials. So IG Farb, we know who's making drugs. You know what I'm saying? So it's just crazy how this situation is where, we still getting caught up in these little traps. The only real solution, honestly, is, and it's kind of old and cliche and people don't want to hear it, but we got to get this knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Like, people got to get this knowledge and figure for themselves, like, nah, the only way not to get caught in the trap is not to be, you know what I'm saying? Like, not to be there. That's the only way not to get caught in the trap, is not to be there.
That's a fact.
Nobody escapes unscathed. Even when you hear the story.
Keep going. Finish your thought.
Yeah, even when you hear the stories about the guy who made it. You know what I'm saying? And you know how we know from up close and personal, Bob. But even when people hear these stories about the guy who made it out of the street, he was the hustler, woo-woo, or the Jay-Z, I'm going to be like Jay-Z. There's lots of, just because Jay-Z's not dead or in jail doesn't mean that
a lot of people that ain't making it.
Like, man, nobody escapes unscathed. So you're going to lose family. Nobody escapes unscathed. So the only way to avoid these types of situations is to not be there. And if crime was really an issue, nobody would have the ability to commit crimes worse than the crimes I'm trying to entrap people for and arrest them. So I get to sell 2, 3, 4, 5 kilos in order to lock somebody up for a couple of ounces. That is pure madness. That's pure madness. You know what I'm saying? So it's not really gonna stop until we understand what's going on. And the larger key piece, and I'm gonna get out the way, I just wanted to call and add a few pieces, but the larger key piece is that what most people don't understand is that crime funds the urban economy.
Yeah, meaning absolutely.
Social workers, cops, everybody, they're not getting paid. Like, most people think it's taxes that pays everybody's salary. It's not. Crime actually pays. So that phrase, that crime pays, it really does pay, because social workers, all of the city, the firemen, the mayor's office, city hall, in every urban setting, it's crime. Not even urban setting. In most cities, it's crime that's driving that. And when you have cities and towns with little crime, that's why they out there. The cities that have the less petty crime, they have the most sophisticated systems for generating traffic tickets.
I was just about to say that. They have to generate money from crime. They gotta generate money from crime, or the cities will go bankrupt. So people just got to be clever about, moving around, knowing that. And one last thing with the Queen and Slim thing, because Queen and Slim, the movie, plays a role in this, and I know you already broke it down, but cops have the right to push the boundaries. Now, there's a certain part where it's illegal what they do, but cops have the right to push the boundary to try to generate crime from you. Meaning, if they stop you, it's okay for them to do shit like put the flashlight in your eyes to see if they could get you to
act out so they could generate a ticket or an arrest, because they're literally trying to create an arrest.
Well, hold on. Wait, hold on. I got something to say about something you said earlier. Damn, the nigga hung up. I don't know if his phone call got dropped or whatever. Something I want to say about that real quick, right? You know why the cops actually shine a light in your eyes? It's probably to also upset you. But you want to know why the cops shine a light in your eyes? You know when you go to the doctors and you high on drugs and they shine the light so they can see how fast your eyes dilate? That's why the cop is shining light in your eyes. He's looking to see how your pupils dilate, so he could get an understanding of if you're... Check the retinas, yes. Nah, you good? Yeah, but yeah, he's right. They are supposed to... look at how they react to us. So I'm 100% with the understanding that, yeah, they are supposed to try to get us to act outside of ourselves, do something so they can hook us up. That's a whole fact. There's another thing that I think he was trying to explain and talk about, but I think that since he talked about pills rather than other drugs, I think people lost the actual... to see if you're high, to see if you're intoxicated. I think people lost the actual message that Dr. Inky was trying to give, and that's this: the majority of the drugs, if not almost the entirety of the drugs that are being sold in our communities illegally, originate offshore. So when he's talking about the pills, yes, people can pills in your you could press pills in your house. You can get a pill pressing machine. You can. That's a fact. But the point that he was trying to say, the point he was trying to make, in my opinion, is that if they were really trying to keep drugs out of our neighborhoods, they would just stop them from coming into the country. You get it? All this money that they spending on prisons, all of this money that they spending on law enforcement, they can literally spend about half of that money or half of the new money on trying to keep the drugs out of the country. They're not really doing anything to keep the drugs out of the country. They're allowing the drugs into the country, then they're arresting the people that's selling the drugs. They go to other countries. Let me explain something real quick. People could bootleg pills, but the chemical formulas are always created by pharmaceutical companies. My point is this. Listen to what I'm about to tell you. They went to Afghanistan and guarded oil fields. I'm going to say this again. Our military went to Afghanistan and guarded oil wells. I say this one more time. Our government took our military, went to another country and guarded oil wells, poppy fields, guarded fields. They guarded. Some of them was guarding poppy fields. That's a fact. And then where's the heroin that everybody's been talking come from? Afghan, right? But I don't want to get into an argument about conspiracy theories or anything. I just want to make a point that our government went to another country, used our military to guard somebody else's shit. We have the resources to go to another country, go to wherever the drugs are being made at, and blow that shit up. We have the resources to do that. We have the resources to go to other countries and be like, look, just tell countries straight off the rip. Yo, if we sense any more drugs coming to America from your country, we coming down there. We got the resources. We going to war over a lot of weird shit. We can go to war to keep drugs out the country. We got the resources. For everybody that's acting like, nah, drugs just gotta come into the country. E-commerce. No. We got the resources. The United States government got the resources to straight up tell other countries, yo, look, we're not playing with you no more. This is what we're gonna do. Alright? So the next bit of drugs that comes from your country, because you know the government is the one sending the drugs around everywhere, just so we can be clear. That's why the thing over in Mexico is such a big deal, because the government doesn't control that the drugs that come out of that country. The El Chapos that control that shit. You understand what I'm saying? But in most countries, the government literally controls the drugs that's being shipped out of the country. The cartels control the shit in Mexico. Other countries, it's not necessarily cartels. And then on top of that, you don't think if some of these countries, even the cartel-owned people that run the cartels, and people was like, yo, you don't stop pushing these drugs in America, there's going to be a problem. You don't think some of them will be like, I don't know if we want to chance that, even though they got to be making billions. They got to be making like tens to 20s to 30 billions a year. Maybe 100 billion a year. Easy. One big ass cartel shipping drugs to America. They can't track the governments in China. You want to know why they can't track the governments in China? I could tell you right now why they can't track the people in China doing it. I could tell you right now. Ben Roman says the government doesn't want to keep drugs out of the country. They want to supply it and get all that hustle money. That's how the opioid epidemic started, with doctors and their legal Percocets. No, I'm agreeing with you. I'm not arguing that point. I'm actually making a case for proof that the government allows drugs into our communities. You probably just got here. No disrespect. I'm not shooting at you. But you probably just got here. So you didn't hear the part of the conversation where I was saying it's basically messed up when the government uses people like CIA Chris to flood our neighborhoods with drugs just so they could arrest 10 guys. They ruin a couple hundred families. They ruin a couple thousand families just so they could arrest 10 guys. They flood our whole entire neighborhood with drugs. Now, would drugs have been in the neighborhood? Yeah, but they wouldn't have been so easily to attain by the drug users, by the drug dealers. You understand what I'm saying? And since now there's more drugs in the community, there's also more drug use in the community. You understand? So that's the argument. I absolutely appreciate Dr. Inky for calling in. You already know. That's my fam. You feel me? If you notice, he called me Bob. That's my fam. So that's just, that's my problem, and that's my issue with why I don't like how everybody acts like all of this is Tekashi's fault. Like, yeah, he got on the stand, he said what he said, but I was in the court. He got on the stand, he said what he said, but I'm telling you, I was in the courtroom. The shit Tekashi said, He didn't say as much as people are pretending he said. Every single thing that Tekashi said, basically, they already had evidence for. I don't know what to tell you. Almost every single thing. Almost every single thing that Tekashi said, they had evidence for. Marijuana is en route to be legalized. The main reason why they can't legalize marijuana on a government level now, federal level, is because what are they going to do with the people that's currently in jail? Imagine you in jail, you got 10 years, 15 years left on your bid, and they legalize marijuana. You in there for selling marijuana. They legalize marijuana, and now you still got to do 15 years, 10 years, 6 years, 7 years. You still got to do that time. But now marijuana is legal. You can't let them out because the prison system is a money factory for the rich. So how they just gonna let people out? The prison system is just a money factory for the rich. What up, MK Ultra? Haven't seen you in a while. Once again, I am not an advocate for drug use. I'm not an advocate for drug dealing. If you are dealing drugs, you need to stop. You need to stop poisoning our communities. No, the love of money is the root of all evil. The love of money is the root of all evil. Money itself is not the root of all evil. Appreciate you. Happy holidays. No, that's why, okay, somebody said the rich will lose money with legalization. No, that's why they're trying to corner the market right now with the different, like the Saucies and all of the different marijuana dispensaries and things like that. That's why they're trying to corner the market. You understand what I'm saying? So then when weed is legalized, I'm about to tell you something. Watch what I'm about to tell you. Pay very close attention. When weed is legalized, one of the things that you're going to have to do to sell it is have a license. If you think that they're going to be giving people in the hood a license to sell weed, you are crazy. You're not going to be able to be some dude on a corner that say, oh, I'm going to go start just now. I can sell it out openly. It's not the way it's going to work. They're going to force people to have to go to the dispensaries. They're going to force you to have to order it online. So for anybody that's currently dealing drugs that thinks that there's a chance that they're going to legalize it, then you could just be dealing drugs willy-nilly without a problem, that's not what's going to happen. I'm telling you that's not what's going to happen. Dr. Inky says, facts, in Michigan, people still getting locked up left and right. The reason why marijuana is illegal in the first place has absolutely nothing to do with health benefits. And if they made things that were unhealthy illegal, alcohol would be illegal. And that's another point. You can't just go out in the street and sell alcohol. That's illegal. Like, I can't be like, yo, I'm selling. I can't put out on the internet, yo, I'm selling bottles of Henny. You need a liquor license. So once again, I'm telling you, for anybody that thinks that once weed becomes legal, you know, and another reason why they're not making weed legal, and listen to what I'm about to say, this is about to be crazy, but another reason why they're not making weed legal basically has something to do with what Dr. Inky just said. You do know once they make weed legal, that's going to destroy the economy of inner cities, right? You know that, right? Think about how many drug dealers you know that sell weed. You don't think the police is right now taking an inventory of everybody that sells weed? And as soon as that shit is legalized, they're going to have the closest of eyes on these mofos? I'm telling you. Once weed is made legal, it's not going to be what everybody think it is. It's not going to be that. You're not going to be able to just walk down the block smoking blunts. Mocha says, in California, the drug dealers are losing to big dispensary business. Yep, absolutely. They are making it illegal for black people to sell, and Europeans and Arabs open up all the dispensaries. It's not what people think. That's what Dr. Inky says, and I can't even argue that point. You can smell when you're a mile away. That's a fact. You can smell a rat. Appreciate you, Felice Cortez. I'm just an active thinker. Look, I'm doing morning coffee, but if somebody call me and tell me that they got a job for me because they need somebody to come do some film work, I don't make enough off of YouTube to not take their job offer seriously. Yes, sir. Well, that's what you just said is on point. Why does this shit stop going? What you just said is actually on point. DramaCast says they're legalizing it to take another income source from the ghetto. I don't think that's why they're legalizing it, but that is what it will do. It will take another source of income away from the hood. We already don't have enough jobs. This is what I'm about to say is about to be so effed up. Well, what do you think would have happened to people, black people, people in the hood? What do you think would have happened to people in the hood in the 80s if crack didn't exist? What do you think would have happened? And this is a messed up thing to say, but what do you think would have happened if crack didn't exist? Coke didn't exist. What do you think would have happened? You would have had a lot of capable people out here with no drug problems, can't get a job. I'm saying the drug in general. If there was no drug epidemic in general, you would have had a lot of people out here that can't get a job. You would have had a lot of people out here that, because it wouldn't have been chaos. I grew up in the Bronx. In the Bronx, it was absolute total chaos. The 80s was chaos. I'm going to let you know right now, for all of you new school people that think y'all sold this and y'all sold that, mofos that grew up in the 80s and the 90s, we a different breed. We're a different breed. Yo. Inky. Do you remember when I used to always when I used, it's hard for me to explain this to you, but I used to walk from one end of the Bronx to the other end of the Bronx by myself when I was like 13. I can't explain to you how dangerous that was if you wasn't in the Bronx in the 80s. I can't explain to you how dangerous that was. I used to walk by myself from one end of the Bronx to the other end of the Bronx. And I was like 13. We were just a different breed back then. I'm not trying to disrespect anybody, but nowadays, people talk about toxic masculinity. I think it's more like there's too many men that are feminine. Now, I'm not talking about emotional, and I'm not talking about sensitive. I'm saying feminine. Period. What up, K-Days? Feminine. Why do you think I got so many problems on YouTube? Because there's a lot of feminine ass men that got whatever issue or problem with me, and they've been carrying the shit on for 8, 9, 10 months. Now, the women that just got a problem and an issue and they've been carrying it on for 8, 9, 10 months, you're like, well, that's a woman. No disrespect to y'all women. I love y'all. But no disrespect. But, you know, when a woman is mad at you for 8, 9, 10 months, as anybody who's probably been married before can attest, that sounds about right. You did some real bullshit. Or maybe you didn't do some bullshit. She thinks you did some bullshit. And then, you know, yeah, you in the doghouse for a dumb long time. Right? That's shit that happens. But when you got a damn grown-ass man that's been trolling another grown-ass man for 8, 9, 10 months, come on, that gotta be woman tendencies. I mean, come on. I don't know what to tell you. Men are thinking like women. That's part of our problem that we have now. People have raised a generation of young boys to think that there's something wrong with being manly. There's nothing wrong with being manly. There's nothing wrong with being a man. A whole generation of young boys been raised that think, and the next generation might be worse. No, they've absolutely been harassing me for like almost a year now. But I don't want to talk about that. Shout out to them. What am I doing? They trying to run me off of the internet. Actually, they just harassed me to try to make sure nobody donates to the channel. And nobody donates to the channel, so they winning. Shout out to them. Well, people donate, but, you know, it's not... I don't really want to get into it. Nobody said drugs wasn't here before the 1980s. Who said that? What I'm saying is, as far as the drugs in the 80s, what I'm saying is the crack epidemic. See, I lived in the Bronx. It's crazy when you see all of the crackheads outside, all of the dope fiends outside, and then you still see people out of work. You understand what I'm trying to say? You could go out in the middle of the day, you see a ton of crackheads everywhere. But you still know people who can't find a job. Now, just imagine if those people weren't drug addicts. Just imagine if the people who were selling drugs didn't have drugs to sell. There would absolutely not be enough work to go around. Shout out to Jenny Lozano for the donation. Appreciate you. It would absolutely not be enough jobs to go around. Now, with that being said, I knew people that had drug problems and worked. So we could be clear. Not everybody I knew that had a drug problem was unemployed. I knew quite a few people that had bad drug problems, and them mofos kept a job. But you got to look at it like that. Like, we got to pay attention, man. Like, we can't allow, I'm going to get back to the conversation we was having, but we can't allow for the government. We can't allow for the government to use the tactics that they're using, and we not pay attention because we happy that they locking up the people that they locking up. Because those same tactics have also locked up people who are innocent. Them same tactics has also entrapped individuals who, if not for the allure of the entrapper, they wouldn't even have committed a crime in the first damn place. Same people. And that's the type of energy that we got to be on. That we want you to get the drug dealers off of the street. We want you to get the murderers off the street. We want you to get the people that's destroying our communities off of the street. Right? We want you to rehabilitate them. We don't want you to kill them. We don't want you to put them in jail for 1,000,000 years over nothing. We want you to rehabilitate them. They got families. They got people that love them. We want you to rehabilitate them. We don't want you to fake try either. We're not doing the fake try shit. We want you to really attempt to rehabilitate these people. A lot of these people are mothers, fathers, sons, daughters, uncles, aunts, nieces, nephews. People love them. They got people. But as long as we treat anybody that committed a crime and got found guilty like we're going to throw them away, let them rot in jail, I don't think that that's the energy that we should be. I don't think that's the time we should be on. We shouldn't be having that type of energy. I think that you can be for the appropriate. Shout out to Big John for the donation. He says always putting in that work. Thanks, Frost. Appreciate you, my brother. That's the Gold Club, by the way. Shout out to Big John being a part of the Gold Club. So that's basically like where I'm at with it. I lived through Larry Davis. I understand a lot of y'all don't know who Larry Davis was, but I lived through Larry Davis. And I think Larry Davis hit me particularly a little bit harder than other people when I got older, because I didn't know Larry Davis personally, but I did know somebody personally that the police did something similar to. And that particular individual whose life was, they still alive. They locked up in jail right now. They can never come out free again. You can't be sending these young 15, 20, 15, 16-year-old kids around to kill each other. The police officers were sending 14, 15-year-old kids to go kill other 14, 15-year-old kids. That's what it is, Big John. I appreciate all the... Yo, look, man, at the end of the day, I'm trying to do the best work I could do over here. I know sometimes it's not what you want, but I'm trying to do the best work I could do over here. I get sidetracked, everything else. I'm just trying to do the best job I could do over here. It just really, it's dope when people appreciate the work and then show their appreciation for the work that we do over here by helping us stay afloat. I don't know a way to put it. What you saw last night? What was messed up last night, Shay Lacey? Yep, and they got away with it. Are you saying that I can get a male murder interview, or are you asking me can I get a male murder interview? I have on the schedule, I have a Bat interview. Aaron Bat Young is supposed to be interviewing with us. I have that interview coming up. I don't know. I was speaking to somebody, but I don't know. I don't know. I do have somebody. Hold on. Let me text somebody. Jim C says he never forgot going to see his pops in prison for 7 minutes with armed marshals walking up to the casket with me, afraid I was going to get something out of his casket. Well, damn. I'm sorry to hear that happened. No, I don't have anything good on the case. See, I lived during that era. So a lot of the stuff that I see, I'd be like, I lived during that era. Yeah. I'm on live.
All right.
Yeah. Got a quick question.
Sure.
Okay. And why do you always say my name every time you answer the phone? That's kind of, I don't know how I feel about that. Anyway, you at work?
Not yet. What's up?
All right. Quick question. So, the Larry Davis situation, do you remember, like, how the city was back then when the Larry Davis situation was going on? This is my older brother, by chance, y'all. This is Rasheem. He's my older brother. Do you remember how the city was during the Larry Davis situation? And can you explain that for us real quick? Because I'm trying to explain, but, you know, I didn't really have good eyes on what was going on until after I got a little bit older and I was able to get understanding.
Well, yeah, I definitely remember it because they locked our block down. We couldn't even come out the house for like 6 hours.
Yeah, oh yeah. But, also, we live right down the block from where he got caught. Just so you keep going.
Yeah, so, you know, back then the city was kind of crazy because you had so many undercover police, man, that was actually drug dealers, you know? They'd be robbing the drug dealers and then giving it to their own clique that they put together under intimidation tactics. You know what I mean? So, with that Larry Davis issue, though, I do remember that story that covered the fact that the police he did shoot was the police that was coming to kill him, you know, because now he was too big for his britches, you know, and they couldn't control him no more. But the whole neighborhood was like that. I mean, it was off the hook. I mean, we had blackouts, man, Fordham Road get robbed, you know. We had a next door neighbor that used to come and he used to steal the damn ticket machine. Yeah. You know, the quarter machines that you put in the park, man, police pulled 3 of them out of his house. It still had cement on it from where he dug it out the ground. So, yeah, it was kind of wild back then, you know what I mean?
Wow. He was stealing the machines that people used to park?
Yeah, you know, the parking meters. How the heck did he get
I don't even want to know how he got the parking meter out of the street.
Well, remember, we had a dude around the corner named Bunyan only because he threw mufflers off with his bare hands.
Yeah. Yo, like, I try to tell people, man, y'all don't understand how the Bronx was in the 80s. Like, if you wasn't there, you wasn't there. Like, it's hard to, like, you just, just really couldn't understand. Okay, another thing, real quick. We're not gonna call his name, but I'm gonna explain somebody to you. He's a cousin of ours. We're not gonna call his name. I have a question to ask, but I gotta let you know who I'm talking about first, right? It's the cousin that's currently the situation happened with the blind kid. You know which cousin I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do.
The stuff that Larry Davis was doing, was he caught up in something similar like that?
I'll say yeah. Because you gotta keep in mind that cousin is from that era too. You know what I mean? So his mentality was keyed and locked into that time frame. As far as, you know, hustling and getting money or whatever. You know what I mean? His mentality was really stuck around that Larry Davis time. You know, because you gotta keep in mind also, that's when he was initially exposed to the outside elements, you know, outside of his house. You know what I mean? He really started traveling. He was a DJ, for Christ's sake. He used to get jams at the school, you know. So he was really, you know.
Hold on, before you go any further, how did he get his DJ equipment?
Well, you know, you got a few stories to that one, you know what I mean? But as far as I understand, he ain't had to pay nothing. Yeah. So, yeah, that cousin right there, you know, that's why he was on he'll smile, man. You'll never see it coming. You'll never see it coming.
Okay, first of all, this particular family member is so charismatic. I'm not even going to lie to you. So charismatic.
Oh my God. Yes.
So
yes.
I don't know anybody that don't like him.
No, sympathizing.
Yeah, that's what he did. He was just so charismatic. He was so charismatic.
You can't dislike him. I agree with you.
You can't, and you would never see it coming. Also, never see it coming. Never see it coming. Can't dislike that.
But you know what? To tell you the truth, Fuller, if we had a little bit more of an understanding to psychology and psychopaths, we'd have seen it coming since he was 6.
Yeah. I think he was a sociopath. He was a sociopath. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah,
definitely.
Absolutely.
I mean, come on. They father, for punishment, used to put them in separate corners and make them shoot each other with BB guns. I mean, who does that?
Do you mind repeating that again, please?
Yeah. Yeah, you want me to say it again?
Yes, repeat it again, please.
Okay. Cousin had a brother of a year older. When they used to get under punishment, instead of the father having to beat them, he would put them in separate corners and give them BB guns to shoot each other.
I mean, I'm sorry I'm laughing at this, but I know these MFers.
That's why he used to like pain. I never understood that at first. But he didn't care if something was painful to him. You know what I mean? I mean, he had our uncle down south shoot him in the arm. Just so he got a story to tell when he get to a certain location where people were looking for him.
Okay, I already told y'all this story, kinda, but I'll refresh everybody's memory that wasn't here before. This particular cousin robbed some drug dealers.
Yeah, that was his whole thing. That's why I said he was stuck in the Larry Davis era. Because his whole thing exactly, he take what you make. You know what I mean? That was his way of earning. I mean, and this is like the little disclosure here. One time, he invited me on a trip to Brooklyn. Remember when he had that pink-colored champagne Audi? Yeah. Wait,
okay. The Audi, right?
Yeah, pink color. Pink champagne color.
Yeah, I remember.
Okay, I remember.
Hold on, before you go any further, I could tell you what year that was. Whatever year the Jordan 2s came out, it was that year. Keep going.
Yeah. So he took me out to Brooklyn. I thought we were just going on a little sightseeing, gonna see some girls, you know what I mean? At least that's what he had me believe. Him and his boy took me out to Brooklyn, and then when we got there, he told me, go up to apartment 4C. And somebody answer the door, buzz in, time up, and call us. So, he was into kidnapping and all kind of stuff, you know what I mean?
Oh, you talking about did he go out there with the Jamaican dude? Don't say his name. I don't want to say his name.
Yeah, that's why.
That was his partner in crime.
And he was another ruthless one, but nobody knew because he looked so humble.
And he ain't talk that much, did he? I don't ever remember ever hearing him talk.
Exactly. That's what I'm getting at.
Never heard the dude talk. I didn't even know. Only reason why I know he's Jamaican because people, that's what they called him, Jamaican, and then his name. Because my cousin had somebody, the block that they lived on, his brother had the same name. But my cousin's brother, you know what I'm talking about, he was like a bigger, you understand? Like he was bigger, no more. So they called the other dude, the Jamaican one of him. Like when you got a guy in your neighborhood and there's two Chris's, and they be like, yeah, that's Fat Chris or that's Skinny Chris or like that.
Yeah. But yeah, so once again, just verifying that what you were saying as far as the similarities between the Larry Davis era and him, they're connected.
Yeah. Oh, somebody said, was your cousin Haitian Jack? No, it was not Haitian Jack.
Whoa. What somebody said?
Was our cousin Haitian Jack? This is my brother, by the way. He asked, was our cousin Haitian Jack? No, it's not Haitian Jack.
No.
But
in fact, like I said, he's one of the people you wouldn't even hear his name. You wouldn't even know him even if he was in your neighborhood until he wanted to be known.
He's dangerous for real. For real.
Yeah. I agree with that
100%. Currently he's in jail and he's never gonna come out.
Yeah. Unfortunately and fortunately, yeah.
Fortunately.
Well, that's why I use both. Unfortunate for him, and fortunately for everybody else.
Everybody else. This dude literally told somebody he loves killing. So I don't know what to tell you after that.
Well, keep in mind he had to shoot out with the police in Maryland because he was out there doing whatever he do.
He beat that case also, by the way.
And I mean, they shot his toe off, and he still kept coming at him.
Yeah. How many? It was like 4 or 5 of them he was having a shootout with. Like it was like 3, 4, 5 of them. He had a shootout with them. He won the shootout. Just so we can be clear. He won the shootout. Got away. They ended up arresting him later, right? Yeah. If I remember this correct, they ended up arresting him later. Then they took him to court, and when they took him to court, he beat the charges.
Exactly.
Let me explain why he beat the charges real quick. He said he didn't know that they was police. He thought they was coming to kill him. They tried to do the same exact Larry Davis shit to him in Maryland.
Yep. But like I said, he wasn't a stranger to pain. In fact, it seemed like he always welcomed it.
And just so we could be clear, the dude was so lovable. Like, he was just so charismatic. Yo, I'm going to tell you, most of my memories of him is sitting in the room with him and probably 6 or 7 other people and him just talking and everybody being captivated. Those are most of my memories.
Yeah, for whatever reason, when he spoke, man, he was like E.F. fucking Hutton. You know what I mean? If you ever knew that commercial, man, it was quiet. The only thing you heard was his voice.
He knew how to tell a story like a mug. That's a fact. I always thought he was older than he was.
I gotta head out now. I gotta get to his job.
Okay, one question though. One last thing.
Sure.
He also, when he was 15 years old, tricked some 19-year-old girl into thinking that he was 18, got her pregnant.
Yep.
Had like 2 or 3 kids with her. After the fact.
A 15-year-old convinced an 18-year-old. Yeah.
That happened. All right, so I'm going to let you go. Appreciate you. Later.
All right. Peace.
Yeah, that's my brother. It might have been on T-Bout. You laughing and shit. That pink Audi might have been on T-Bout. Was there drugs up in T-Bout? I lived down the block from T-Bout. And he lived over there. He lived over there with us for a little while. Oh, man. He had a shootout. I'm telling you, that's the same. That's why I keep trying to tell y'all when people say I'm lying about shit, they are lying. I'm telling y'all the truth. The same story, he brought up 2 stories. He brought up the one story where I told you that my cousin told my uncle to shoot him in the arm because the drug dealers was after him. I told y'all that story already. Then I brought up the other story where he had to shoot out with the police, and they wasn't even police, they were FBI. He had to shoot out with the FBI agents in Maryland, ended up shooting his way out, shot his way out by himself, got back to New York, and then they came and arrested him. Shot his toe off, his big toe. Which is sad because I heard he was really good at basketball at one point. Yo, this shit, when I be telling y'all stories about shit, my shit be on point, man. I'm telling you, this is like, it just, I understand, you know, the haters, because they don't think, like, I got people that can verify the shit I say. I'm not just talking. You understand what I'm saying? The 80s was just a different time, man. He used to rob drug dealers. He used to rob drug dealers. He was in Maryland around the time that the guy who wrote The Wire, the 2 people who wrote The Wire, he was in Maryland around the time that they were working as a police detective and working at the fucking newspaper. He was in Maryland at that time. In Maryland. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've always thought that Omar was based off of my cousin. Everything except for the whole gay shit. I don't know about that. But I always thought that Omar was based off of my cousin. I'm dead serious. I'm not lying. I mean, I'm not saying that that's a true. It could. I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, that's always the feel that I've had. Always the feeling that I had, that Omar was based off of my cousin. You should just rob drug dealers. You heard what my brother said? He should just, like, he was a stick-up kid. I don't know no other way to put it. That's why I keep trying to tell people. They said Shotty was a stick-up kid. So I just have a certain respect for the boogeyman of the hood. That's a whole fact. There's other stuff I could tell you, but I'm not going to talk about it because I'm not talking about it. I don't know where to put it. There's other stuff, but I'm not talking about it. First of all, I'm not talking about it. I'm not doing it. That's why when people tell me, like, whatever about Shotty, I'm like, nah, that's Shotty. Shotty, you know, he's nowhere near. I don't know what she official. As far as I know, he's official. As far as I know. So whatever. As far as I know, all of them non-trade dudes seems like if they just wasn't warring with each other, they could have took the game over. That's just my opinion. It seems like almost every single one of them guys that is official damn year. So it just seems to me like if they weren't warring with each other, they could have took the game over. I could see why the rap industry was scared of them. I think, and like now, me knowing what I know now, 100%, I think the rap music industry was scared of them. I think they were scared of them. You know, it's my opinion. I could be wrong. And I'm not saying nobody specifically, so please don't nobody say, you must be talking about this rapper, or you must be talking about that rapper. No, I'm not talking about nobody specifically. We're about to call it a wrap. There might not modern day death row. That's why he kept saying that. Them dudes, man. It cannot be of question. It cannot be of question Treyway had the best security in hip hop for their run. There has never been a rapper that was talking and doing the things like Tekashi 6ix9ine was doing. And they never got any repercussions. Nothing happened. Treyway had the best security in hip hop. Possibly in hip hop history. Because Tekashi was talking crazy to everybody. That's just my opinion. No, I don't think the shooting in the broad daylight was smart. I think that was not smart at all. Let's just be clear on that. I don't think the broad daylight shootings was smart. I don't think the videotape yourself robbing people was smart. I don't think none of that was smart. If they didn't get involved with CIA Chris, see, this is another thing. I think CIA Chris is also brought the beef with him. I think CIA Chris was playing people against other people with the way that he was manipulating who had money and who didn't, as far as with whatever illegal activities he was doing. Pyru Pimpin'. He says the gang was security and all the other rappers were scared to pull up because they knew almost all were shooters. The slave mentality killed Nine Trey. I can't argue that. I think that CIA Chris behind the scenes engineered a lot of the dissension that happened with their unit, with their organization. I think that's just my opinion. I could be wrong. I think that he engineered a lot of the dissension, the disagreements, the arguments, the beefing over money, all the bullshit that was happening behind the scenes. I think he was engineering it. That's just my opinion. Shutting a block down and having good security is two different things, in my opinion. Yeah, free the guys. Free everybody. I don't know how much of a rat they knew or didn't know that he was. I don't know. I don't know how much of whatever they knew or didn't know. I don't know. So I don't know. Free Crippy. Yeah, Crippy cool as shit. Yo, I'm not gonna lie. Crippy always sound like he's smiling. I don't want no problems with him. I don't want no problems with anybody that every time they talk, they sound like they smiling. You might know something I don't. I don't want no problems. Shout out to Crippy. I fuck with him anyway. Shout out to Drama. Shout out to Crippy. Shout out to Bat. Shoddy, Mel, Harv, Nuke. Who else they got up the Cuda? Shout out to Cuda. Shout out to Roll. Shout out to Fool. Look, y'all guys is gonna have to sit down, do the time that y'all gotta do. It is what it is. You knew what part of the game was before you got involved with it. You know, you understand what I'm saying? So, you know, I don't know what to say. I wanted to say something to I don't know what to say. There was some other rappers, don't get me wrong, 21 Savage and Treetop Pyru out west. I'm sure 21 wasn't any type of scared, or NBA Youngboy too. I don't think anyone is scared. I think that people just knew that them dudes is... you know how it is, like when you're not scared of somebody, but you know that if you go kick that hornet's nest, it's not worth it. Those guys are coming with all the smoke. They want all the problems. They want all the smoke. We gonna all end up in jail fucking with these guys. They not backing down from shit. Them dudes is from Brooklyn. They ain't playing with you. If you start talking about some crazy shit, we pulling up. So I just think people was just like, yo, man, them dudes, like, they not faking. They not bluffing. You understand what I'm saying? They not bluffing. That's it. That's what I think it was. That people just didn't want to deal with them because they like, you know how some dudes get caught up and get all fucked up in the game because they think somebody bluffing that ain't bluffing. You ain't bluffing. You just really telling them some real shit. But you talking to them in a calm way, or they think you pussy, or they think you a sucker. So even though you're not bluffing, you just like, you don't. So they try you, and then all of a sudden, all types of dangerous stuff happen. Nobody want to try these dudes. They know that they were not bluffing. That's my point. I think that's what's going on with the shit. Oh, that's why. Yeah, these dudes ain't bluffing, man. And that's why I'm like, these guys is the... You know what's the best deterrent? When somebody just don't want to... I mean, you know what's the best security? When somebody just don't want to deal with y'all niggas. They're like, yo, we really hate that Tekashi kid, but come on, man, we don't want to deal with them non-trade dudes. I don't want to deal with those guys. What's up, Rashad Williams? Ain't seen you in a minute. I don't want to deal with them guys. Them guys is not bluffing. Like, you know, they really went all the smoke. I don't want to deal with these guys. This guy running on the street in broad daylight, shooting at people. These guys is in the Barclays Center, shooting in the firing guns in the freaking Barclays Center. I don't want no problems with them. Leave them guys alone. They didn't want to go to war. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, screw that. Screw that. We don't got no time. We don't got no time. I'm telling you right now, if I was a rapper, right, and Tekashi started talking crazy to me, and he got these, you know, back when they was doing whatever they was doing, Tekashi started talking crazy, I would have just been like, let's keep it on wax. I'm telling you right now. I don't care who I was running with. I don't care if I was running with some people with all smoke also. Nah, we're not doing this with this guy. We're not doing this with this guy, man. Because what's going to happen is we're going to see them fools at some point. We're going to see them at some point, right? And 9 times out of 10, whoever see who first, that's who's going to get gotten. If we get saw first, they going to come get us. If we see them first, we know once they see us, they coming at us. So we don't, screw that. These guys is not bluffing. Let's just keep this on wax, homie. That's all we doing. I'm going to make a little bit of fun about you and whatever, and then you're going to make some fun about me, and then we're going to keep it pushing. And I'm gonna One, Crippy's a Crip. 2, just because you're a blood, that doesn't mean that you don't know Crips, and just because you're a Crip, that doesn't mean that you don't know Bloods. 3, they were checking in. Don't let people convince you of anything different. 4, the Crips and the Bloods are ran 2 different ways. 2 different mindsets. What up, Vertigo? They ran 2 different ways. You feel me? So, I mean, I don't know personally. I guess I could ask if I'll ask around, but I don't know personally. But it had to be a reason. Shotty smiling and laughing. I'm telling you right now, my cousin that we were just talking about, for everybody that missed it, that was sticking up drug dealers and robbing everybody and shooting up everybody and having shootouts with the feds and everything like that. That dude always laughing and smiling, man. That's why I just look at people different. When I see people laughing and smiling, I don't take that as weakness. I never take that I do not take laughs and smiles as weakness. Get that shit out of your brain. You hurting yourself thinking like that. If somebody's laughing or smiling, it's a weakness. Nah, I don't take that shit like that at all. He's the most laughingest, smilingest dude I've ever known. And he was the most killing the mofo. I know what I want. I can't tell you because I'm not going to. Because some shit is. I don't know if he killed anybody. Yeah, he did kill somebody that I know about. All right, so I could say that. There you go. He actually got caught for a killing. They not smiling for the same reasons. I agree with you. The Joker's the biggest gangster. That dude always smiling. I hear that, Dreamcast. Dramacast. Yo, I'm going to have to holler at y'all later. I appreciate all of y'all. Go cop the merch. Go cop the Block Party merch. Alright? Go cop your Allegedly merch. Alright? I went over the right shoulder that time. That was dope. I usually get these shits mixed up because it's reversed for me. Go chop the Allegedly merch. Go cop the freaking Weird Culture merch. Go cop some of this Block Party merch. Take pictures of you with your shit. Send me the pictures. We trying to make a big ass collage. There's a lot of we trying to make a big ass collage. So please, I need more pics of you guys in the merch. Really? Eddie Murphy's outside? Cause somebody put the link. There's a link in the description to all of my merch on the Teesprings, all my Teesprings merch. So there's a link in the description. Somebody could throw that link up there for me, please. Alright, so look, I gotta go. I love you. I want everybody to enjoy their day. I want everybody to have a beautiful weekend. That's a whole fact. Wait, weekend? Today's Tuesday. I want everybody to have a beautiful week. What the hell? Tomorrow there might not be a morning coffee because, like I said, I still have to, there might not be a morning coffee because I might be getting contracted to do some videography work. So there might not be a morning coffee tomorrow. If I'm not 100% sure, depends on if they call it off or not. And there might not be a Tonight Show tomorrow because I might head to an event, and if I do, we'll go live. Yeah, I got the dates wrong by accident. Days wrong by accident. Also, if anybody has not seen Queen and Slim yet, go check it out. Go check out Queen and Slim. Also, I just want everybody to know, I want everybody to pull up for a Tonight Show tonight if we're on location. But if we are on location, the only people that's going to actually be able to chat will be the people that's in a member. The only people that's going to be able to chat is people that are members at the second level and higher. Just so everybody knows. But I do want everybody to be there. You might see some stuff and be entertained. Anyway, I love y'all. Everybody enjoy y'all day. For the people that don't know what I mean by being a member, fiction. They just made it up. For everybody that don't know what I mean by being a member is, I'll show you real quick. If you look at this right here has a join button. On the join button, you can become part of the BBN gang. You become a bag swing, or you can become a person with bricks and bags. This is the best way to keep the channel going. It's hard to keep the channel going because the hate on YouTube is just extremely retarded. I think that there might not be any individual on YouTube currently that is experiencing, with the exception of Hassan Campbell, that is experiencing the type of hate that I am. What dude was overcharged? Shout out to Bree Powell becoming a bag swinger. Appreciate you. Please do not mention that guy's name in here. Again, Border Jump Music. I usually just kick people, but I know you. I've seen your name before, so I won't kick you. But please don't mention that guy's name in here. Usually we just kick people. Thank you. I appreciate you. Me and that person could never be cool. I'm not chatting without you. I'm not even sure if I'm going to the thing yet. Oh, man. Appreciate you, though. Actually, we did do like a live review the other day. We was talking, but I guess I could do a review. I should start. I watch a lot of movies. I should just start doing reviews on the channel also. I watch a lot of movies. Also, this weekend, is there anybody that is currently a bag swinger? Well, only one person with bags with bricks so far. So if there anybody that's a bag swinger who lives in the New York City area, I'm going to start taking a person to the movies once a week that is a member of the channel. Everything's on me. Once a week, you will be treated to movies and treats at the movies, I guess. Once a week. So if you live in the New York City area, you have to DM me, and then we'll see if you're eligible, and you have to DM me because I have to make sure that you're not somebody out here trying to get me killed. So that's why you have to DM me. You have to be a bag swinger and up. And the only reason why you have to DM me is because there are people out here literally that want me dead. So you have to DM me so I could be able to research you. Alright, that's what it is, Liberty. No. Anybody. It's open for anybody. But if it's a dude, don't expect to be getting, snuggling or anything like that. But if it's a female you want to cuddle, I don't got a problem with it. But if it's a dude, there will be no cuddling. There will be no sharing of popcorns. Just so we can be clear, there will be none of that. There will be yeah, what's up, home dad? And all touching will be fist bumps. All touchings is gonna be fist bumps. There will be no touchings that is not just straight up fist bumps. Alright, that's what it is, Dad. I tell you what, Dad, when you and your wife come, I'll take both of y'all. How about that? Only be fist bumps. There will be no leaning into me while we're watching the movie. What? Anyway, so if you are a member and you live in the New York City area and you're at least a bag swinger or up, hit me on the DMs, let me know, and you need to let me know so we can book the movie. Also, I will be taking someone to see Star Wars when Star Wars drops. We have to book the tickets. I will be taking somebody to see Star Wars when Star Wars drop. So, for everybody that wants to be involved in these giveaways, you have to hit me on IG, and you also have to be a member one way or the other. Anyway. Yeah, I'm not trying to get a date. And believe me, one, I'm not trying to get a date. I'm going to assume that was a joke. And two, believe me, don't no women want to date me. If they did, I'd be having dates. So just so we can be clear, if there were women out there that found me attractive, I would be going on dates. I'm not going on dates because that doesn't exist. And it is what it is. I live with it, and I don't think it's a big deal. Anyway, I'm going to assume you don't understand the movie, Rossetti. I don't think he was a simp at all. Actually, I think he was the opposite of a simp. Not the opposite. Not the opposite. But I don't think he was a simp at all. I think you missed the message of the movie. I think you missed the entire message of the movie. That movie had a specific message that it was just beating us over the head with all night. Yeah, that movie had a message, and they was just very heavy-handed with it. It was very, very heavy-handed with the message. Very heavy-handed. It is what it is, though. Good movie. Anyway, yo, look, I love y'all. Everybody enjoy y'all day. I'm out. Let's do some positive. Let's do some good. Let's be productive. Like, comment, subscribe. Join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Bombers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And that's all I got on this one. I'm out.